Hey everyone, welcome. We're all caught up in these massive technological currents that are pulling us into the future, whether we like it or not. So today, we're going to dive into Kevin Kelly's brilliant book, The Inevitable, to really get a handle on these forces. And just to kick things off, let's take a quick trip back in time. You're going to love this, just to see how wrong we can be about what's coming next. I mean, can you believe this was actually published in Newsweek? An expert, a smart guy, in 1995 called online shopping baloney. It's just a perfect and honestly a hilarious reminder of how even the sharpest minds can completely miss the tidal wave that's about to crash down. This kind of skepticism is the perfect backdrop for the ideas we're about to jump into. Okay, so this brings us to the big idea here. When Kevin Kelly uses a word as huge as inevitable, what is he actually getting at? Because, it's probably not what you think. And this is the key. Kelly isn't talking about some fixed destiny, like it's all written in stone. No, he's talking about a powerful trajectory. I love this analogy he uses. Think of gravity pulling a river downhill. The water is absolutely 100% going to flow downwards. That part is inevitable. But the exact path it carves, whether it zigs here or zags there, that's not set. A global network was inevitable. But was it going to be Facebook or something else? That part was up for grabs. This constant state of flux is what Kelly calls becoming. And it's such a great word for it. Nothing is ever really finished, right? I mean, the phone in your pocket, as amazing as it is already on its way to becoming obsolete. It's just part of this endless cycle of upgrades. And yeah, that can feel a little unsettling, like you're on a treadmill you can't get off of. But it's that very process that drives all of this innovation forward. So, how does this actually play out in the real world? Well, let's go back to the birth of the web, because that bah humbug attitude we just saw is the perfect case study. Just look at this contrast. It's incredible. On one side, you've got all the dismissive predictions from the 90s, and on the other, you have, well, our reality. The pull, that technological gravity towards commerce and community and just being connected was so strong, so inevitable, that it created a world that was pretty much unimaginable to most people just a few decades ago. All right, so what's one of the most powerful forces shaping your life right now? It's a really big one. This massive shift away from owning things and moving toward just accessing them whenever you need them. Telly has this fantastic example, the humble beer can. Think about it. Over decades, we added intelligence, better design, stronger alloys, and that allowed us to subtract physical material, making the can way lighter and more efficient. That process is called dematerialization. And right now, digital tech is putting it on steroids. We're swapping heavy, clunky atoms for weightless bits, turning physical things into on-demand services. And this quote just nails it. A car isn't just a lump of steel anymore. It's a computer on wheels, run by bits of software that manage everything. Nouns are literally becoming verbs. Hardware is starting to act just like software, and that software is turning everything you can think of into a service you can just tap into on demand. I mean, just think about your own life. 10, 15 years ago, you probably owned a huge stack of DVDs, a bunch of CDs. Today, you access a practically infinite library of movies and music through Netflix and Spotify. You don't buy a car for a single trip, you just summon an Uber. It's everywhere. The need you have is still being met, but the whole burden of actually owning the thing, it's just vanished. So all of this, it leads directly to one of the biggest and maybe one of the scariest questions of our time. What happens to our jobs when machines get really, really smart? This is it. This is the fear that keeps a lot of us up at night, right? The headlines are everywhere. AI is coming for your job. But Kelly offers a very different and, frankly, a much more optimistic vision for our future working alongside machines. Okay, check this out. Take the world of freestyle chess. So after AI, like Deep Blue, beat the best human players, a lot of people thought, well, that's it, game over. But then something absolutely fascinating happened. They created what they called centaur teams, pairing a human with an AI. And the result? These human-machine partners consistently beat the most powerful supercomputers, and they beat the best human grandmasters playing all by themselves. It's just incredible proof that augmented intelligence is way more powerful than purely artificial intelligence. And we're seeing this partnership start to take shape in the physical world too. This is Baxter. Now, unlike those old industrial robots that were caged up, dangerous, and needed a PhD to program, Baxter is designed to be a collaborator. It works safely right next to people, anyone can train it just by moving its arms, and it costs about the same as a cheap car. This isn't a human replacement, this is a coworker. So here's the fundamental shift in thinking you gotta get your head around. Automation doesn't just eliminate old jobs, it actually creates whole new categories of work we can't even imagine yet. I mean, 100 years ago, who could have pictured a job like social media manager or drone pilot? Our inventions create our next jobs. The future of work isn't humans versus machines, it's humans plus machines. All right, let's bring this all home. If we're moving into a world of on-demand services and human-machine teams, what does that do to the very idea of what's valuable? This leads us to our final and maybe the most profound technological force. Before the internet, finding an answer was work, right? We had to ask librarians or flip through a giant yellow pages book. Globally, that added up to a few billion questions a year. But today we ask Google over 3 trillion questions a year. Trillion! In just one generation, we've built the most powerful answering machine in all of human history. Answers are now cheap, instant, and everywhere. And this brings us to the central paradox of our modern age. When information is infinite, when answers are free, our attention becomes the one truly scarce resource. It's the new gold. As the Nobel laureate Herbert Simon so brilliantly put it, where attention flows, money follows. This is the great inversion that Kelly is pointing to. For basically all of human history, we prized the people who had the answers. But when a machine can answer almost any factual question you have in an instant, the value shifts completely. It's not about having the answer anymore. In this new world we're entering, a great question becomes the most valuable thing. A good question is an engine for creativity. It's an invitation to explore something new. And it's a uniquely human skill that machines can't replicate, at least not yet. So as we move forward, the most important thing to ask yourself isn't what do I know? It's this. In a world of infinite answers, what is your next great question?